Welcome back to the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. So first and foremost, before we jump into this, Jason, I want to welcome people back to the channel and give them the opportunity to smash the like button or the dislike button if you don't like the content, but make sure that you are engaging. And if you're new to the channel, this is the Angry Man Podcast, AM Sports Media, where we're always dropping boxing related content. So make sure you become a subscriber. Now, Jay, there is some news that's out there that's currently percolating that just came my way. And this is quite interesting. Now, we know that Bill Haney and Devin Haney are no strangers to the courtroom. They're currently in the process of suing Ryan Garcia, Golden Boy Promotions, but they may have their own troubles brewing relative to the courts, if you will. It is my understanding that potentially Bill Haney could be investigated federally, which could cause some substantial issues for not only himself, but also his son. Now, Jay, what am I talking about? What could Bill Haney mostly, what could Bill Haney be federally investigated for? Well, let's think about this for a second. Bill Haney has been on record stating that he has been negotiating. They negotiated without any help with Oscar De La Hoya, Ryan Garcia, in terms of the fight that they had back in April. Is that a fair statement or not?
Fair.
Let me also ask you this. Isn't Bill Haney the president of record for Devin Haney Promotions?
Yeah.
Okay. So that would mean that he's both serving as a manager and a promoter, which is a violation of the Muhammad Ali Act. And my understanding is he is now on the radar of the feds because of that. So I looked up the Muhammad Ali Act, and it's pretty much twofold. And there's a whole bunch of stuff in it, but it's pretty much twofold, Jay. I got it up here in front of me. The first is to make sure that there's separation between managers and promoters to ensure that boxers are not taken advantage of. That's the first part of it. And then the second part of it is really the rankings and this is the part that I didn't know, like the regulation of the rankings. I did not know that the Muhammad Ali Act, and it says right here, the act mandates that boxing rankings be based on merit, not on financial arrangement between promoters and sanctioning bodies. It also gives the U.S. Boxing Commission authority to oversee and regulate ranking systems to prevent manipulation by promoters. I would say the Muhammad Ali Act is actually failing in this regard, because we know that there are certain entities and promotional outfits that have been able to influence the rankings in regards to this particular act. So interesting stuff there. But it has come to my attention that Bill Haney is now on the radar of the feds in regards to this particular situation. Now, we know that they've made comments in the past about Al Heyman. We know Al Heyman does not act as a promoter. People don't understand that he's an advisor. The PBC is a TV series. He's not a promoter. But Bill Haney, if I'm not mistaken, is certainly the promoter of record for Devin Haney Promotion. But not only that, I think from a law perspective, and I'm not a lawyer, so any lawyers out there, by all means, correct me if I'm wrong, but what really matters is what you're doing, right? What you're serving as. Are you promoting? Yes. Are you managing? Yes. So there's a situation right there where he's put himself in a pretty precarious situation, not only him and his fighter, in a pretty precarious situation. And it's an interesting situation, Jay, to say the least. So I'm curious, man, what are your thoughts about that? I mean, this is information that I'm getting. Now, I can't say that I'm not going to say that anyone from a federal agent has reached out to me or anything of that nature. Anyone from a federal regulatory body or anything of that nature has reached out to me to say that they are investigating Bill Haney. But this is information that I've gotten from a source that I would deem reliable in regards to this particular situation. That I'm not saying he's going to be drugged into a federal courtroom anytime soon. But from my understanding, he's definitely being reviewed, if you will, under the microscope, certainly on their radar in regards to this particular act. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, man. Like, where there's smoke, there's fire. So there's something to this.
Yep.
There's something to this definitely, and the fact that he's been so boisterous in other areas is like he put himself as a target. So you gotta make sure all your T's are crossed, all your I's are dotted. You can't be playing around with it, especially when you're pretty much kind of taking on entities such as Matchroom and Eddie slandering Oscar De La Hoya with threatening with lawsuits. They got lawyers and everything, and they've been in the game much longer than Bill and Devin ever have been. So they pretty much know how to skirt around it. They know the loopholes better than Bill and Dev do. So what he's been doing, he's been playing on thin ice. So I'm hoping, because I do like the fight the way Bill goes out for his son. I love the way he really caps for his son out there. Good, bad, everything in between. He's his son's biggest advocate. But at the same time, he can be in trouble because he goes a little bit beyond what he knows he can go. You got to know the rules to know how to bend them without breaking them, because you're going to get attention on you. And Bill has been a big mouthpiece for Dev the last 2 years. We've raved about him. It's good because he's putting his son out there and whatnot. But you got to be smart with it. To your point about Al Heyman, everyone's talking, oh, Al's doing this. Al's an advisor. Every boxer always says about Al, he's my advisor. He's my advisor. They don't say he's my promoter. They say he's the advisor. It's the fans that manipulate that word and take it as he's the promoter and try to do everything. And then that's why they always try to say, well, Al's in violation of Muhammad Ali Act. He's never been in that, pretty much, for the most part, from my knowledge. And he's always an advisor, and he stays at. He's never even seen, man. He's never even seen. But we know the boxers always talk about, they talk to Al and they always thank him. But Bill Haney, it's gonna be interesting on this. Like, I wasn't sure about the whole to your point about the Ali Act failing as far as like promotional companies and the rankings manipulation. That's definitely where it's it's not doing the best at all. We said that across the board, and we've questioned it for years now. So that needs to be tightened up on there. But regarding Bill, it's going to be a wait and see. It might delay his son being able to really to truly fight. Because that's a lot to be dealing with. Your dad's doing all this stuff here, and now you're trying to prepare for whoever you may fight next. And he's supposed to be your trainer and your promoter, the whole nine, and he's going through all that. So his mind's not going to be right. That's all. You definitely get the best of Devin Haney in this next fight if all this is still going on. So it's going to be interesting to see how this unfolds.
Yeah, it is going to be interesting. I would say that, Bill should be careful. Maybe he needs to change the title or maybe they need to change who is the president of Devin Haney promoter. Maybe he needs to stop acting so much so as a promoter, because he's certainly a mouthpiece, and you can definitely state that he's promoting Devin. If you look at some of the things that he's doing, the platforms that he's going on to speak on behalf of Devin Haney, I would say that he's acting as a promoter, and certainly he's acting as a manager as well. So, interesting stuff there. We'll see what ends up materializing, but Bill better be careful. He might want to change direction in terms of what it is that he's doing. You guys, let us know what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to hate, like, comment, and subscribe. This is the Angry Man Podcast, AM Sports Media, and we are out.